Mr. Manivannan, power stations in the state keep tripping frequently. Then what is that maintenance that we are talking about?
Okay. I think you're talking about the power generators actually.
I mean
So,
power
yeah,
generation.
like say Raichu thermal power plant
Yes.
or the Hydel power plant. One thing, I am also an outsider because my job is only to purchase electricity and sell it to the customer. The person who generates electricity, it comes to other department. It won't be fair on my part to comment about them. But only one thing, my observation like a common Bangalorean is that these plants are really, really old. They're 20, 30 years old. In any other country, they would have planned ahead and try to make new plans. We don't do it unless somebody comes and knocks on our door. We are not prepared for anything actually.
You as a BESCOM chief, you always face this demand supply situation. Don't you ask the government why not we have more power plants in the state? Or can Bangalore have a power plant of its own?
You are very right, sir, actually. Indeed, when we went ahead to make power plants in different parts, I mean, that time I was not in power department. I had seen as the DC Mysore. We wanted to put up a thermal plant, so we had opposition from the environmentalist. So I feel there were somewhere you have to make a balance. One, of course, we have to protect the environment. At the same time, we have to also decide how much development you want. Depending upon that, you have to balance it. So that type of debate has to go. What happens is here, people try to take extreme positions. The middle path is normally forgotten actually. That's one thing, sir. Second is your question about Bangalore, separate plant, very, very pertinent. Indeed, there's a proposal to have a gas-fired power plant in Bidadi. The process, the procedure, these things file is before the government. Everything goes fine, it may get approved. And only one catch is the cost will be 7 rupees per unit. So if people are ready to pay 7 rupees, the plant will come immediately. We are now having a dialogue with the industries, trying to tell them that, okay, if you can afford to pay 7 rupees, we'll give you uninterrupted power. In the long run, it will prove economical for you. Why you have to be with BESCOM and get power cut and your production is affected? We are almost trying to convince them. I should say that.
So the plant is ready or it is being?
So it is being approved.
Okay, it is not yet.
It is not approved because investors will want to know 7 rupees. The land is acquired. The pipeline from Mangalore also put actually. We need somebody to come and erect the plant. It normally will take a year or a half.
So only after you decide about the fare, the tariff,
right.
then only you do.
Correct.
But Cogentrix failed because of that.
That is why now nobody wants to put the money immediately because Cogentrix, they put a big tariff, a huge tariff, which when they are not able to make the people to pay for it.
What was the tariff, Cogentrix?
It was around 10 years back, it was 4 rupees 50 paise.
That itself was resisted.
Yeah. So people have to, the people who are in the power should decide that how much tariff can go to the public, how much the government can absorb.
Mr. Manivannan, power shutdowns hit water supply too.
Correct.
I had BWSSB Mr. Ramurthy the other day.
Correct.
He said that because of power shutdown, we are not able to pump up water. So don't blame us for water shortage. Blame the BESCOM authorities, he said. What do you want to blame him for the context? Please tell me, sir.
I won't blame him. I would take 2/3 of the responsibility on myself for BESCOM only because there are fault in two ways. I want the common public to know about it. One is the huge pumps which which pump the water. They run at a particular frequency of current. Like we have to supply it 50 cycles per second. So if my power is not having that 50 cycles per second, then the pumps don't rotate at the same speed. The speed comes down. So we don't run at the same speed. Like the fan, if it comes down, you don't pump enough water. Instead of 10 liters, you pump 5 liters actually. So that is one. But this is not in my hand, but it's a power problem only. The frequency will come down when more people start drawing the load in the grid, not only to Karnataka, to Andhra, Tamil Nadu, Kerala. So on the evenings, when everybody draws power, the frequency normally comes down. It comes to 49.5 like that. When it comes down, then the pumps operate really slow, little water. So you don't get sufficient water. Another one is where Manivannan has to be properly blamed is that when I don't give power to them actually. Because there is some fault in the line and we take some half an hour to set it right. In half an hour, the pump doesn't run. So much of gap comes in the water supply line. They take another 3 hours to pump it back actually.
Don't you think Mr. Manivannan should ask BWSSB to pump water at night when the power consumption is less?
Sir, they run for 24 hours.
So because of power problem, we have breakdowns, power breakdowns as well as water shutdowns.
You're very right. And there may be some other time also when power is there, but still the pumps break down.
Mr. Manivannan, you have a lot of responsibility on your shoulders.
I
You
fully
must
agree.
change this.
Yeah. Now we have got something called an express feeder. Almost 90% of the water supply pumps have a direct feeder line from our substations. And we also have our, what do you call it, our protocol says that whenever there is shortage of power, if we wanted to we want to introduce power cut or load shedding, the water supply lines are never touched. That is also there. This is what happens on the maintenance, as I was saying. Sometimes some insulator snaps. We have thousands and thousands of insulators. During the rainy day, what happens, even a small crack, the water in the power line touches the your pole. There is a metal rod. It's short circuits. So that becomes, whenever there is rain, little problem happens.